In this video, we are going to demonstrate our final project for the course Pattern Recognition and Machine Learning. Our topic of the project was detection of deepfakes, and we did so using various classification models. Now, Manav Kapoor will take over and demonstrate how we went through the pre-processing and various stages of the development of this machine learning model.
So to start with pre-processing, that we need to explain the dataset. So our dataset was forensic cluster dataset, where we were dividing into two folders, the fake and the real parts. So we started with downloading the dataset and the meta.json file which contains the labeling. So first we declared our detection pipeline. So what was detection pipeline was like a video could contain many faces, like one, two, like number of faces could be there. So we need to declare and get a bounded around that particular face because basically deepfakes are around faces. So you could see over here like these two deepfakes. Basically, we are like detecting this border around the face, and our extra padding is given around the face because the facial vector will change around these faces only. So like in this, we are calling the function. We are describing the face array and passing it through empty CNN, which basically does face detection over the facial vector. Then detecting the face is not just enough. We need to get that facial vectors which we could pass into our model. So what we are doing is using ResNet Inception version 1, which is retained on VGG phase 2 model. We are calculating the facial vectors. Now these facial vectors are still a huge size for a model. So what we did was instead of passing on these facial vectors, which may be variable in size, what we did, we passed their embedding and the distance from the centroid. So basically, we are passing the distance from the centroid of that particular frame to a model of each frame we get. So basically, we are now reduced to 290 features from around 28 cross 28 into 3, or which could be 196 to 196 cross 3. So now we are passing this to the detection pipeline, then passing it to the ResNet model, and then we are getting our final 290 features for each and every frame. And then we are storing it in the CSV file, basically the train file and the train labels. Now I would like Tarun to explain how we proceed further with training the different classifiers.
So after the pre-processing part, we had two different files, as Manav already explained. Training files having X and Y. X were the features and Y were the labels. So we had 290 features and one label if the video is fake or not. So now we train three different models, namely logistic regression, Naive Bayes, and SVM. And first we trained these three models without doing any further pre-processing on the feature vector. And later on we did some pre-processing that were taught in the class and then again trained these three models. So let's start with the first set where we trained the model without doing any further pre-processing. So what we did is we used grid search and found out the best possible parameters for the training. And after those, and with those parameters, we trained the models and then calculated the testing scores. So the testing scores can be seen in the report also. And now once we have trained all these three basic models, we went on to train a complete neural network, and the neural network gave accuracy around 80%. We saved the model. After this, we did some pre-processing on the feature vector. So the pre-processing was very simple. We just used a principal component analysis and standard scaler to first reduce the feature vectors to 100 and then standardize the data set. By doing so, we again trained the model and found out that the accuracy decreased in most of the cases as we have reduced the number of features, but it did increase in case of Naive Bayes, which was expected since Naive Bayes kind of works better when we have independent feature vectors. So the accuracy for Naive Bayes increased from 71 to 79, but for everything else, the accuracy kind of dropped a little bit. And finally, as you can see, our dense neural network that we trained earlier, the accuracy decreased for this model also. This time the accuracy was around, you can see 74%, and earlier it was 80%. So these are all the analysis part that we did by training on the data set, and the analysis can also be found in the project report. Now we will go ahead and show you the working website where we have hosted the model and everything. Rohan Singh will explain everything now.
So, in order to better demonstrate the working of a model, we went ahead and created a very simple web app and hosted it. And now we can simply upload a MP4 file which we want to test this model on, and it will give us the results. So, to start off with the demonstration, we will first upload a fake video created with a very simple deepfake model. and we can upload the file simply, and it will process it using the very same steps mentioned beforehand. It first applies pre-processing and then uses the saved model weights to run a prediction on this particular video. So we can see that it has completed its prediction, and as we really did upload a fake video, it also gave us the result that this video is fake. Now we will go ahead and upload an real video, and let's see if it can predict if it's the real video or not. Okay, so as we had expected, since we uploaded a real video, it also gave us the prediction that this video is real. So apparently the model works as we expected it to work, and we also tested and demonstrated it in this video. We would like to thank GitHub user TimeSlur for providing the pre-trained model which we used for faces extraction and the feature vector extraction from those faces extracted in the previous step. Both the models were available in pre-trained and easy to use form, which helped us to quickly complete the pre-processing stage. Uh, the description of both the models, which includes the empty CNN model and the Inception Resonate V1, including the architectures and basic functionings, is mentioned in the report Appendix A and Appendix B. It may be referred for further information.
Thank you.